Hi everyone. Well, Mike and I are back at it, making some more mead. We hope you enjoy following along with us as we make 6 gallons of mead this time. Enjoy! Last time we made 1 gallon of mead. It was just pretty much a dry mead, but we didn't know a whole lot. We still don't know a lot, but we know a little bit more to be a little bit more dangerous.
Yep, a lot more supplies.
Yep. So we made 1 gallon of mead. We weren't sure about the alcohol content, so we went ahead and bought a hydrometer, which we'll be measuring, so we know this time, and we're going big. We decided we're going to make 6 gallons of mead instead of 1 gallon of mead.
We like to share, that's why. We like
right.
to share and give it to family and friends, so
Yep.
We're just trying to test it out and see. We also have some extract. We
Yep.
have strawberry.
And blueberry.
Yep, we're gonna do 3 gallons of strawberry and 3 gallons of blueberry.
Yep.
We learned or realized that it's probably easier to use the concentrate extract versus real fruit. But we're just testing, we'll see, we don't know, so
yeah. Yep.
Here we go.
Yep, so the first step is we have to start at the very beginning. We bought new equipment. Instead of using a glass carboy, which we could have used, we're actually going to start making the mead in this big 6 gallon bucket. And so we'll start it here. It will work through the process until it's ready to be moved into 2 3-gallon buckets. So this is one of the 3-gallon buckets.
They're plastic.
They're plastic. And this will be the carboy that has the strawberry, and the other one will have the blueberry in it. So we have to take the time to sanitize it all. We're using Easy Clean, which we'll be putting in the big bucket, and then we have to sanitize everything. It's a non-rinse sanitizer, which is awesome. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll go from there. So thanks to Lancaster Brew for helping me and giving me some guidance. What I did is I took their information, I took the guide to mead making from Craft to Brew, I did some research online, and I came up with directions that we're gonna try that the gentleman from Lancaster Brew said, yes, go ahead, it sounded like it would work, and I wrote up our own directions. So here we go.
Thanks to Ted for his inspiration and pushing us along.
Yep, he's much farther along than we are at this point. Okay, well, everything is sanitized. We put the bottles, sanitized bottles away because we won't need those for quite a while. But what we have now is we've got our primary fermenter bucket. This is what we're going to start the mead process in. It'll stay in here until we get to the step where it's time to go into the other smaller carboys, the 3-gallon carboys. This is for a 6-gallon amount. So the next step is to fill the sanitized primary fermenter. We're going to start with 3 gallons of water, and then from the 3 gallons of water, we are going to add 18 pounds of honey. And then once we have those 18 pounds of honey in, we will add the other 3 gallons of water and mix. So that's the first step. Because we're going to be mixing by hand using this long spoon, we need to mix it for 5 minutes. So that's the next step in the process.
Okay, so we're now going to add the honey into the water solution. We have half of the water in there, which is 3 gallons. Then we're going to add all of the honey. You can see the honey on the table here. Each jar is 2 pounds. We got this from my backyard bees. Last year, we extracted 377 pounds of honey. So we're going to start using some of the honey to make mead. So that's the process. I'm going to start pouring the honey in. We have a stove with a pan on it. We're going to warm this other honey up as it gets close so that it's a little easier to come out of the jars. We're going to get most of it out, but because the honey's, it's not solid, but it's not as entirely liquefied either. So the honey's just going in now.
All right, Mike, so tell us where we are in the process.
So we have went ahead then and we've added all the water and all 18 pounds of the honey. So it was basically right around 5 gallons of water for this 6-gallon container, but because of the honey, the 18 pounds of honey, or 9 2-pound jars, which is a significant amount of space, we couldn't get all of the water in, which is fine. But now I'm stirring it to mix the honey in with the water. And looking at it, we probably could have had the honey heated or warmed. It's not mixing as well as I would like.
I'll put that in the notes for next time.
Yeah, we'll put that in the notes. We did warm it up at the end so we could get it all out of the jars, but you can still see there's a significant amount of honey on the bottom, the dark colored. The water's starting to get almost tea colored, but it's nowhere near what it is at the bottom. They also, in some of the I'll say YouTube videos, or however you start to figure out to do this, there are some recommendations or suggestions that you get an adapter for your drill, with basically a blender or a stirrer on the end of the drill. And that's probably a better idea. I mean, this process they say to do for 5 minutes. It's definitely gotten better. The honey is certainly dissolving a little bit, but a drill would have been so much quicker and easier.
I think we're learning every single time.
Yep, it's gotten much better though. I can feel the honey's coming up off the bottom.
Good. Okay, everybody, so we have what we call must, which is the mixture of the honey and water. That's all it is right now, and it's called must. And we're ready to check the original gravity. And what that is going to do is, using a hydrometer, we're going to be able to measure the original gravity. We'll also then take it with the at the very end, so that we can check and see what the alcohol by volume is of the final mead. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill this up, leaving about 2 inches at the top. Take a few times. Everything is sanitized, so we're not going to cause a problem there. Now, we've never used a hydrometer before, so that's going to be our first thing. We watch a YouTube video, so we understand what we're looking for, we think, and then we'll go from there. Okay, one more little bit, and then we'll finish up. All right, here we go. Oops. All right, so then what we're supposed to do is we take the hydrometer and we stick it in the test tube, and uh-oh, that's gonna be too much. I'm gonna pour a little bit back. All right, and we're going to spin it, and then we're supposed to be able to look, and they did say that it's gonna be taller now because there's more sugar in it. And then at the end, when the mead is done, it should be much lower because there's less sugar, and that's where it becomes alcohol. So if we're looking, I have to see where I am. And I am just below 1.1. So I'm gonna pull that out because I can see where I am. And I was at minus 10. So I'm right, I'm almost at 1.1, just a little bit below 1.1. So, which is where we're supposed to be. When I did that, it said we're supposed to be between 1.07 and 1.1. So it looks like that's where we are. So that's a good thing. All right. Okay, everybody, so we're getting close to the last of the steps for day one. What we have to do now is we're adding our active yeast. This is D47 yeast, which is really good to be used with mead making. So we're gonna be using that. And then the other thing we do is we add a yeast nutrient, and that helps to just feed the yeast and get it and keep it activated. So we'll go from there. All right, so right now Mike is stirring, supposed to shake and stir like crazy at this point. This is called degassing. The yeast is in there and the yeast nutrient is in there at this point. Mike, what do you think?
I can smell the honey. Yeah, there's a very strong odor of the honey. It's been, I call it dissolved, but it's still, the color is now very chocolatey, like light chocolate colored, almost like milk chocolate colored, where the honey's, I'll call it dissolved into the water. So it's in there pretty good, and the yeast is in there with the nutrients. So my guess is that when we're done stirring this and things, the yeast is going to take off, and we're going to have tremendous gas release from this then.
Right. And then when we put the lid on, Mike, can you explain the airlock, and then we'll take some still shots of the airlock.
Yep, so we're going to seal this entirely. That can stay in there, and we'll seal it entirely so it's airtight. Then we're going to put this airlock on the top of the lid. Once we seal it, the airlock has a valve in it with water. You can see the water in there a little bit. And that water then will work as the gas comes out, so the gas can come out of the bucket, and it just releases the gas so that it just can do it at a controlled rate.
All right. Okay, let's stir it like crazy a little bit more, and then we'll put the lid on.